Good afternoon. Fade to Black breaking news for this Thursday, August 15th, 2024. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. All right, we've got a busy news day. Also, we're wrapping up this week on Fade to Black, and as I usually do on most Thursdays, I've got 3 shows today. So we've got the breaking news right now, and at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, I'll be on with Christina Gomez and her show Mysteries with a History. And then tonight on Fade to Black, it's our once a month AMA AJA. Ask me anything tonight on the show. And don't forget, post your questions in the chat tonight, the live chat in all caps. That way I can see them. All right. Now, let me say this really quick before we get started. I love watching movies, love science fiction, love conspiracy. And what if we wrap all of those up into a movie like Fly Me to the Moon? Now, I started watching it last night. I didn't get it finished, but wow, Scarlett Johansson, what's his name? Tatum Channing, and others. It's got an amazing cast. About maybe, I don't want to give it away, the Apollo moon hoax. Right? Okay. So I'm going to finish the movie tonight and I'll give a review on everything. But so far, so good. I'm about halfway through. All right. Yeah, I was surprised to see it, really. I was excited that the movie was made and went into theaters. I didn't get a chance to see it. It is out streaming. And there you go. And I just bring it up because I just watched a little snip. I'm saving the rest of it for tonight. I've got a busy weekend in front of me, and I want to try to get this done. So I'll keep everybody posted. All right. And also, really quick, I know this is the news. I'm supposed to be doing the news. Last Saturday, I did that improvised live stream with Jordan Ziff. And I really enjoyed it because it was unfiltered. And I want to try and see if I can keep doing that. This Saturday, I'm booked up doing stuff. But I'm going to see what I can do. Maybe tomorrow night or maybe Sunday, I've got some ideas and I'll keep everybody posted on that. All right. Because it was fun. All right. We've got a busy news day today. So let's get straight to it. On this day in history, 1969, the Woodstock Music Festival opens on a patch of farmland in upstate New York. And the world changed in that day. Here's the thing. I'm going to say, aside from like the US Festival, because that was a success, all of the other major music festivals that tried to replicate the magic of Woodstock, it never really quite happened, did it? But the US Festival was really cool. All right, there you go. So Woodstock just continues to stand alone, and it is a great documentary. Fate or fact? All right, here you go. I don't do politics on this show. I'll do the conspiracy of politics. So check out this fate or fact. No only child has been a U.S. president. Think about that for a second. All right, I'll leave it right there. Here's the breaking news. 2 doctors. Now, this broke this morning. The press conference is now completed. And here we go. 2 doctors and the ketamine queen have just been charged in the overdose death of actor Matthew Perry. 2 other individuals, Perry's live-in personal assistant, live-in personal assistant, and reputed narcotics distributor, drug dealer, were also charged earlier today in connection with Perry's death last year from ketamine. According to an 18-count superseding indictment, Jasveen Sangha, a North Hollywood drug dealer, provided Kenneth Iwamasa, Perry's assistant, with the ketamine, and he injected Perry with the drug on the day he died. The syringe was provided by Salvador Plasencia, a doctor who had also distributed ketamine to Perry and his assistant in the past. I'll keep you posted. This is crazy. A lone star has been found streaking across the Milky Way, clocking in at a speed of about 1.3 million miles per hour. Or check this, 600 kilometers per second. Think about that. It's the first hypervelocity, very low mass star found. This star may be on an unusual trajectory, by the way, that could cause it to leave the Milky Way altogether. The research, led by UC San Diego professor of astronomy and astrophysics Adam Burgasser, has recently been published in the Astrophysical Journal Letters. The star, named CWISE J1249 plus 36, was first spotted by, are you ready? Amateur citizen science volunteers participating in the Backyard World's Planet 9 project. And you can get in on this too. How cool is that? 1.3 million miles per hour. A lone star just doing its thing. Crazy. An International Astronomical Union voted today for space. Did you hear that? I've got something thumping in my house. You heard that, right? That's nuts. All right. Let me reset. That was loud. That was loud. Sounded like it came from that way. Check my alarms, my motion detectors. Nothing is going off. That was crazy. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. If anything happens on the air, somebody call 911. Yeah. Okay, here we go. The International Astronomical Union voted today for space organizations across the globe to collaborate on a timekeeping standard for the moon, where one day lasts 29.5 Earth days. The European Space Agency pushed last year for the creation of a lunar clock, and earlier this year, the White House directed NASA and other agencies to create a lunar clock by the end of the year, with a final plan due by the end of 2026. Yeah. Concentrations of ozone damaging aluminum oxides in the Earth's atmosphere could increase by 650% in the coming decades due to the rise in the number of defunct satellites burning up during reentry. A first-of-a-kind study has found, and as satellite mega constellations continue to grow, this could be pretty bad news for our planet's protective ozone layer shield. The authors of the study say rising concentration of satellites could stop the ozone layer's slow and steady recovery. The researchers found that in 2022, about 332 metric tons of old satellites burned up in the atmosphere, generating 17 metric tons of aluminum oxide particles in the process. Between 2016 and 2022, concentrations of these oxides in the atmosphere increased eightfold and will continue to rise even higher with the growing number of launched and re-entering satellites. And finally, I'll leave you with this. Sit down. New Zealand is set to extradite internet mogul Dotcom to the United States after the country's justice minister gave his approval earlier today. Dotcom, who was born in Germany but has New Zealand residency, has been fighting his extradition to the U.S. since 2012. He is facing charges relating to his file sharing site, Mega Upload, which was shut down by the U.S. government the same year. That's 12 years ago. So I know what you're saying, or asking yourself right now. What about the statute of limitations? That's a great question. Well, this is a U.S. case, but in New Zealand, there is no statute of limitations for anything that is punishable by more than 3 years imprisonment. Right? Okay. Now, I know that doesn't apply here, but I'm sure that it was considered when making the final decision with Dotcom. As for the U.S., and I'm not an attorney, I just play one on TV. If you are hiding and or avoiding charges, the clock stops on the statute of limitations. That's right. Remember, Kim.com has been fighting extradition in New Zealand. He was arrested. He was hiding out in his mansion. I'll get to all of that. And that stops the clock on the statute of limitations here in the United States. That's it. New Zealand Justice Minister Paul Goldsmith has now signed an extradition order for Dotcom, according to a government statement issued today, paving the way for his deportation. Dotcom is the founder of Mega Upload, a website which was used by millions as a fast and easy way to store massive files in a locker online and share them with others. Soon after his site was shut down, Dotcom was arrested by New Zealand police after they had to cut their way into a locked safe room in his mansion to cuff him. Now, along with 3 co-defendants, Dotcom was indicted by the United States grand jury for conspiracy to commit racketeering, wire fraud, conspiracy to infringe copyright on a commercial scale, and money laundering. Now, back to the statute of limitations part. When you're dealing with all of that, wire fraud, racketeering, conspiracy to infringe copyright, all of that, and money laundering, that they'll waive the statute of limitations on those kinds of crimes and charges. Dotcom and its co-defendants deny the accusations, arguing that Mega Upload was simply a file-sharing website, and hey, you can't blame them for what others are uploading to it. Okay, I kind of see both sides here. Well, Kim will soon be here in the United States to defend himself in court, and I'll keep you posted. Seriously. But for now, well, I was going to say all I've got is go Beckley Tepe. Fade to Black breaking news is produced by Renee Neumann. I'm Jimmy Church. Coming up in about an hour and 15 minutes, 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, I'll be on with Christina Gomez. Today's show is going to be about how are they getting here. Yeah. And then later on tonight on Fade to Black, it's our once a month AMA AJA. Now I get to say it. But for now, all I've got is go Beckley Tepe.